We're just going to introduce him to the boy. So move over a little bit, good buddy, because the snowman is coming through.
Before I do today's video, I keep forgetting to mention the new intro. I'd been looking for one of these, the Snowman's Rig here from Smokey and the Bandit. I'd been looking for one of these just to have on the channel. Holy crud, these are expensive. Like, this is the cheapest one I found. And if you punch this in on eBay and look at the prices of these, don't worry, I didn't pay hundreds of dollars, but some of these are hundreds of dollars. But I'm like, wow, I just want a cheap rig for my background here for, you know, the snowman, Cletus Snow, Jerry Reed back there. So, yeah, that was a recent purchase also. Quick mail day video of 2 items I bought and one that was an awesome gift from Maiden's World of Wax. Definitely go check his channel out. I'll put a link in the description. And all 3 things are 3 of the different kind of oddball cards that I like to collect that I think are printed a lot less than your standard issue tops of each year, and I think should have a lot more value than they do. So I'm going to start off with the gift from Maiden's World of Wax. He sent me a bunch of o-pee-chee, which I love o-pee-chee. It is printed much less than tops. It is much harder to get in good condition because the cardstock wasn't as good as tops. So this is Maiden's World of Wax, his little sticker. He sent me that, and he's sent me a zoom in of the center of his cool sticker there. So he sent me a couple of his custom stickers. They were in nicer condition until the dog decided to run across my pool table. She likes to jump up here. I don't know why. So Maiden is gonna be in the background there by the snowman. And he sent me a bunch of o-pee-chee, a couple of o-pee-chee 84 Garveys. You see it says o-pee-chee there. You see the backs are different, definitely more light than regular 84s, and they have very small writing because it is in English and in French, and it usually says printed in Canada. Yeah. And it says printed in Canada in both French and English. So he sent me a couple of 84 o-pee-chee Garveys. Love those. Love all these. Look at this one, 78 Gar. Look at the condition of this. It's hard to find o-pee-chee like this. So this one does not say o-pee-chee on the front because the 78s did not. Did they say top? Oh man, now I'm going to be an idiot. 78. Do I have any that I could see? I want to say they had like a tops baseball or something, 78. I should know this stuff. But of course in the back, look how different the back is. And of course you have, and also you can learn what first base is in French. And also even the tops game, play ball played by 2. And it says, you know, ground out and Roulant retire, which you can tell I've never spoken a word of French in my life. So that's an awesome Garvey there. And then look at that, 79 Garvey. There we go. See, this did say tops on the tops and says o-pee-chee with the little kids hanging out in the o-pee-chee circle. But basically same. Some of the o-pee-chees are different photos. I've shown those before for some than the tops, but most of them are the same tops photo. And the back is vastly different. Again, writing in both, printed in Canada. And yeah, awesome. So more Garveys. And look at this one. This one has very tiny writing because it's the record breaker, the 78 tops record breaker. You know, o-pee-chee, they didn't put both words or both languages on the back, but they definitely did on the front. Look at that there. And then this is written very tiny because in French, printed in Canada. And awesome 78 Sorry, the dog, of course. You know, I do videos. She comes and chews her bone, but that's okay. I'm not going to interrupt her. Same thing, another 79, same as the Garvey, a 79 o-pee-chee rich gossage. So you can see here the back. So here's a, oh, by the way, I'm going to do a rip series of one of each year of like a decade of rack packs. So this is going to be day 10, just a sneak preview. It's 79 rack. So you can see the back of a Tops 79 versus the back of a o-pee-chee 79, and the fronts where it has the Tops versus the o-pee-chee. So yeah, I'm going to be, I don't know if this has any stars showing on it, but it's going to get ripped. All those right there. Been staging stuff to keep doing. Yes, videos are too far in between recently. Pete Rose 80. This one looks very same as 80 Tops from the front, but there's the back, which is, so here's an 80 Tops back. So the o-pee-chee slightly lighter, front pretty similar, or is the same, but back is lighter, and the back has writing in, yeah, so it talks about Pete Rose. Let's see if we can get this to focus in. Well, that writing right there in tiny print is in English, and then in French, and then same with this position and all that. So that's from Maiden. Oh, and then quickly, remember to, great comments so far. Thank you. I am going to compile everything from last video and this video of tell me your nemesis card. Your nemesis card could be either a card of a player you extremely disliked, a card that just was completely ugly to you, a card like this one, my nemesis card, a card that I pulled quadruple as many as I did of any other 83 Tops card, and I still do. I opened up an 83 pack, I don't know, a year ago, and I pulled another one of these, and or it could be something associated with, you know, unfortunately a bad memory, or, you know, maybe somebody stole a card of yours. I mean, the neighborhood I grew up, all the kids like stole. It's like, I remember these two awesome, they weren't Hot Wheels, they were another brand, but there was a taxi and a fire chief with opening doors, and Bobby across the street stole them because all of a sudden he had the same cards, and he said, oh, his mom bought them for him, or same cars. So anyways, so that was the gift from Maiden. And then purchase of Hostess here is this uncut panel, which after seeing some recent sales of 9s and 10s of Hostess cards, I've never cut one of these panels. I have a bunch of these that are uncut panels or boxes, and I'm actually going to see how well I can cut this and send it into PSA to try to get some 10s out of these, because all of these have all the borders there, and they say you want to like cut not on the dots, but just barely brushing the dots. So I don't know what I'm going to cut them with. If I'm going to use an X-Acto and a straight edge and maybe just practice on a piece of cardboard. But that I got, I'm going to say 28 bucks or so, super cheap. So 3 Hall of Famers to, well, Thurman's not, but he should be, to cut those. And then, so that was one purchase. And then my other purchase, I bought a complete 1980 Kellogg's set. And you know how much I love the Kellogg's, especially when none of these have any cracks. These are all grade worthy. I mean, the thing with these Kellogg's, some are off center, but I mean, you got all the superstars of the game, and I think in much rarer quantities than Tops. And I've seen some sales of these starting to really spike up. People are realizing that these are pretty cool to collect. So 1980 Kellogg's complete set. Didn't pay much for this, more than that panel, but still not for me. Getting, it's a set of 60, getting 60 cards from 1980 of, you know, some of the stars and Hall of Famers of the era. So cool set. So I'm just going to quickly run through all the cards that are in this set. You got, you know, popular guys who are not, you know, near Hall of Famers at all, like Buddy Bell, and then you got Hall of Famers like Yaz and Jenkins in this. So I just these are just so cool to me. Heisel and Say, Winfield, Hall of Famer, and then Gorman Thomas, big slugger back then. Jack Clark, who I really never liked. Steve Rogers, Vida Blue, Ross Grimsley. And what's cool in the Kellogg's, like I bought a 78 set a couple of years ago, and it has an Eddie Murray. So technically that's an Eddie Murray rookie card in the 78 Kellogg's for a fraction of the price of the 78 Topps. George Foster, who I wished he had a Hall of Fame career. Eddie Murray, Johnny Bench. Such a huge slugger back then and key to those Reds teams. Davey Lopes, Larry Boa, Fisk, Garvey. Love the Garvey cards, as you can see from all the ones. Maiden knew that and sent me those. Freddie Lynn, Seaver and Rice, 2 more Hall of Famers. These are just such cool sets, and you can pick up whole sets for, you'd be surprised at the price. Guidry and Andujar. There's the Nolan. That's usually the big key card for that. With that centering at best, maybe this one gets a 7 or an 8, but still, cool card. Lee Mazzilli. Keith Hernandez. Gary Matthews. There's the Reggie. J.R. Richard, rest in peace. Chet, who just passed away too. Don Baylor. There's a Schmitty. Willie Stargell, 2 more Hall of Famers. Roy Smalley, Bruce Sutter. Carew and Daryl Porter. So you got Carew and Sutter, 2 more Hall of Famers. I didn't call out all the Hall of Famers. I'm just randomly. John Stearns, Ted Simmons, recent Hall of Fame inductee, and Brett. And Palmer. Palmer may be close to my favorite pitcher of all time if he isn't, and George Brett, definite top 3 favorite of all time. So there, that was mail day. So thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, have some o-pee-chee, some Hostess, and some Kellogg's. And again, tell me your nemesis card in the comments, and I will do a video running through everybody's nemesis card. For me, this is my nemesis card. I can't stand every time I pull one of these because, again, I said it looks like my dad's restaurant-owning buddy Sal. Doesn't look like he's a ball player, and the green is ugly, and I got way too many of these. So, thanks for watching.